We have a major Anthony Davis trade report, as after Nico Harrison's been fired, there have been a lot of rumors and rumblings flying all over the place that indicate that the Dallas Mavericks might be eyeing a rebuild. And a lot of people would argue that we just need to wait till Kyrie Irving and AD comes back. Once the team's fully healthy, this team is ready to go. But the bigger issue is the lack of first-round picks. The Dallas Mavericks do control their next first-round pick for this upcoming draft, but for 4 straight seasons after that, we do not control our first-round pick, where one of them is a pick swap with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And when you have a player like Cooper Flagg, who is an 18-year-old rookie, and you have a couple other young guys on your team as well, and you also have an older Kyrie Irving, an older Klay Thompson, as well as an older Anthony Davis, it's a pretty big gamble to say those 4 years we can be competitive. We won't even need our future first-round picks, and that's where Patrick Dumont as well as Mark Cuban come in. As reports came out earlier this week that show that the Dallas Mavericks are indeed looking to find a trade suitor for Anthony Davis, but just yesterday, it seems the suitor has emerged. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Anthony Davis, see what reports are coming out about him, who wants Anthony Davis, and what could the Mavericks get in return. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 22,740 subscribers. Every single day, the channel grows. And if you don't want to miss out on a single thing that your favorite team does, make sure you subscribe. But the Dallas Mavericks are in a pretty weird situation. We've tried the 2 timeline situation, method, plan, or whatever you want to call it, and after the first 12 games, it just ain't working. The Dallas Mavericks are currently 3-9. We've had some pretty embarrassing losses, although the last 2 games have been more entertaining and things start to be clicking with this team, but the overall sentiment is we are losing. We don't have enough draft capital. We have aging stars that are hurt right now. Some even younger players are injury prone. The Dallas Mavericks are clearly looking to go in a completely different direction, and obviously with the departure of Nico Harrison, trades will come, and the one player that seems to be in the center of all this is Anthony Davis. And we want to take a quick look at a report that came out the other day. The Mavericks will work with Anthony Davis camp over the next 2+ months as they decide whether to pursue an in-season trade. Now, this also could not happen. I mean, yes, they may be working on a trade, which could come to fruition by February. I'm not saying that we will trade Anthony Davis this season. If anything, this season could be a season where we let guys come back, build up some trade value, get healthy, and then over the summer, where things may be a little bit easier for the Mavericks, that's where we make a trade. But regardless of when it happens, it most certainly will happen. Patrick Dumont, as well as Mark Cuban, who seems to be more in control as we think, and we'll get to that later in this video, have already made up their minds. The Dallas Mavericks right now is not a winning team. We are sitting towards the bottom of the West. Our offense is still pretty bad, although we have a really good defense, and something needs to change. Either we can sit and just wait for guys to come back, and hopefully whenever Kyrie returns, we're not too far behind the play-in spot that he can magically just help us win more games and try to make a playoff push. Or we could just do that as well and hope for next season. But the bottom line is we don't have any future draft capital for Cooper Flagg. This upcoming draft, yes, it's definitely loaded. A lot of people want one of the Boozer twins. There's other players, Peterson, that a lot of people want. The Dallas Mavericks could benefit from having their first-round pick this year, but we could also benefit from having future draft capital as well. And if Anthony Davis can pitch you at least 1 first-round pick, maybe 2 if you're lucky, then you would definitely want to do that if your main focus is Cooper Flagg, who you really should be trying to build around. I mean, Anthony Davis is a great player. Some say he's top 10, some say he's top 15. Regardless, he is an all-star. He's a superstar in this league. But the truth of the matter is, he cannot stay healthy. He has missed 7, about to be 8 straight games for the Dallas Mavericks so far. He's only played in 14 games with the Mavericks since he got here. Something needs to change. And if you want to sit and wait, your opportunity for something great could slip through your fingers like that. But what we really want to look at is right here. We got this report saying that I'm told that Mark Cuban, the Mavs minority owner who was exiled from basketball operations by Harrison, is back at the table. I'm also told that radical roster changes have already been discussed by Dallas's new brain trust. Big changes could be coming to the Big D. This report yesterday was pretty interesting to me, at least, because Mark Cuban wanted to still be involved with basketball operations when he sold the team. It was really weird as to why he couldn't. Some said that the league said he can't. Some said Nico Harrison or the Dumont said, no, we don't want that in the contract. Where we saw other teams sell, where the Lakers, for example, we saw Jeannie Buss sell the Lakers, but she's still involved in basketball operations. So why can we do the same for Mark Cuban? But it seems like now Patrick Dumont as well as Miriam Adelson see the error of their ways, and that, yes, you need to trust Mark Cuban. He's obviously the one that you should be trusting. He bought the team. He helped build the team to what it is, and then you just kind of kick him out. It was a very weird situation, but if Mark Cuban is indeed back in the driver's seat of this Dallas Mavericks organization, and we do know from the reports that we've also seen that also Jason Kidd is being leaned on heavily by Patrick Dumont, then yes, believe all the reports you see that show that are just like this, that show that radical roster changes have already been discussed. There are going to be trades, players are going to be moved, draft capital and young players are going to be coming in, and like I said, Anthony Davis seems to be at the front of all this, as John Wall had something to say just the other day, where John Wall believes Anthony Davis is done with Dallas and wants to see AD traded. John Wall said, you've been hearing he wants to go back to Chicago and see what's going on. Now, the Chicago Bulls aren't doing that bad. Honestly, this is a very good year for the Bulls. Josh Giddey has been balling out. A lot of their other young players have been playing very well. Matas, I can't say his last name, but Matas has been playing very well on the Chicago team. So maybe AD wants to go to Chicago. Why? Well, he's from Chicago. There have been a lot of players that have wanted to go back to their hometown, like Kawhi Leonard, who left the Toronto Raptors after winning a championship because he wanted to be closer to home in LA. The same could be said for Anthony Davis, and if the Chicago Bulls were to be interested to trade for AD, the trade package may look a little something like this. If we take a look right here, the Bulls are a team to monitor for a potential Anthony Davis trade. Since Chicago have nearly $90 million in expiring contracts plus picks, Evan Sidery reports, this trade by Sports Illustrated sends Anthony Davis home to Chicago along with Klay Thompson and Dante Exum. Dallas gets some much-needed picks as well as Nikola Vucevic, Kevin Huerter, and Kobe White, who are all on expiring contracts. And I'll throw the graphic up here so you can see it in totality. The Chicago Bulls receive Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, Dante Exum, and Jaden Hardy, as well as we send them the 2030 second-round pick. And in return, the Dallas Mavericks receive Kobe White, Nikola Vucevic, Kevin Huerter, Patrick Williams, the 2028 unprotected first-round pick, as well as the 2030 top 4 protected first-round pick. Now, this trade has a lot of Bulls fans worried because they don't think this is a good trade. They see what Klay's been doing this season. They see what AD's has or has not really been doing this season, and they would rather keep their young core. They don't think that those guys can truly help what they have going on. But if you do have expiring contracts, that could be something that the Dallas Mavericks want to look at. Depending on who we end up trading Anthony Davis or anybody to, expiring contracts could definitely help us, or vice versa. Maybe we send out some expiring contracts. That is always a big asset when it comes to trades, but also those picks. I'll throw the graphic back up. The Dallas Mavericks get a 2028 unprotected first-round pick. If you have ever looked it up, we do have our 2028 first-round pick, but it's a pick swap with the Oklahoma City Thunder, which could bite us in the butt when that time comes. But we also get a 2030 top 4 protected first-round pick, and from the Luka Doncic trade, we have a 2029 first-round pick back from LA. So we're slowly trying to build that draft capital with this, but also the players that we get back aren't that bad. Kobe White as your point guard is absolutely amazing. He's got a very high motor. Needs to work on that jump shot a little bit. The defense is a little bit iffy, but I think Kobe White definitely fits the timeline of this team. Nikola Vucevic adds a little bit of size, adds a little bit of shooting, not that bad. Kevin Huerter, another shooter, knowing that three-point shooting is our big issue. This entire package definitely fixes that for the Dallas Mavericks. And then Patrick Williams, he's definitely there for some defense and a little bit of offense off the bench, and those picks are definitely amazing. And for the Dallas Mavericks, we're getting rid of Jaden Hardy and Dante Exum, two players that a lot of fans realize they don't really provide value to us. Maybe Jaden Hardy finds a new home in Chicago where he can actually flourish and do well. Anthony Davis gets to go home, and Klay Thompson gets to be traded to another team. But these type of trade proposals are going to be going left, right, and center for the next foreseeable future. A lot of teams are a little bit apprehensive about going after AD. So if and when we do trade Anthony Davis, don't expect a big haul unless you tackle on more players. I don't think that trade proposal to Chicago would actually get done, as you get Klay Thompson, who's got one more year on his contract. Next year will be his final year on his deal. Jaden Hardy has one more year as well. Dante Exum, he's done. So yes, they are also getting expiring contracts, same as the Dallas Mavericks. You do some pick swaps here or there to try to make it work. Who knows? There are going to be suitors for Anthony Davis. There will be teams that want him. There'll be teams that want Klay Thompson. The question is, will the return be worth it? Is it worth getting rid of these players for a very little return, depending on how much we've spent to get these players? But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you like that trade proposal? Do you think that would be exactly what the Dallas Mavericks need? Or do you think there's another team out there that we could actually go to get a better offer? Or do you think that we don't need to make trades? Anthony Davis will lead us to the finals and to many championships. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We'd have a conversation about it. But that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And as always, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.